Well, hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of Lucy in the Sky. Let's do it. Lucy in the Sky is a drama sci-fi from director Noah Hawley and Fox Searchlight Pictures. The film stars Natalie Portman, Jon Hamm, Zazie Beetz, Dan Stevens, Amanda Dickson, and Ellen Burstyn. Astronaut Lucy Cola returns to Earth after a transcendent experience during a mission to space and begins to lose touch with reality in a world that now seems too small. So my dad was a professor of astronomy, so I've always been a sucker for space movies, NASA movies, all that kind of stuff. I love it. Now, this movie does have a lot of NASA, very little space. The space is only right in the very beginning. And that was a bit of a bummer right off the top for me. But I do love the idea of an astronaut, after seeing the enormity of the universe from out in space, having trouble reacclimating to life on Earth in a sort of perceived insignificance. At first, honestly, I know that titles don't really mean anything, but I really wish this film had gone with its original title, which was Pale Blue Dot, which is a reference to a Carl Sagan quote, which is referring to Earth. Not only is it a better title, but it doesn't put the Beatles song in my head, and I like the Beatles, but I gotta say, it's not one of my favorites. Nitpicks. Let's move on. Natalie Portman is incredible as Lucy. As she goes down the rabbit hole of psychosis, her performance ramps up into an obsession that, while completely different, really kind of reminds me of Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. Jon Hamm and Zazie Beetz both provide really pretty strong secondary characters. Dan Stevens is absolutely hilarious as the husband equivalent of Miracle Whip. Ellen Burstyn's not in the movie all that much, but she's clearly having a really good time playing that acerbic grandmother that we all know and tolerate. And this is a darn funny film. There are some strong laughs, even in more tense sequences, which shouldn't work, but somehow it does. And it's shot beautifully. Just the way the director composes his shots, really cool, and the cinematography is absolutely beautiful. There's a scene where Lucy is traveling from one place to the other, and she's just frozen center frame with the background changing behind her. I don't know how they did it. It was a visually brilliant sequence. Now, one thing that drove me crazy about the movie is that the director keeps changing aspect ratios to reflect Lucy's emotional state. So it's a really nice wide shot when she's in space or at NASA, but then it goes into narrow, more like 4:3 when she's at home, or she's feeling stifled in some way. I thought it was a really cool idea, but eventually it became incredibly distracting as it was telegraphing what the scene was going to be before the scene really even got started. And some of the writing is kind of lazy. Lucy in her place has a terrarium with caterpillars that have gone into cocoons, and it's a metaphor for her own metamorphosis. It's a pretty shallow metaphor. We've seen it a million times. Further, despite the fact that the story is sort of loosely based on something that actually happened, and I think fairly loosely, the final act feels out of place with the rest of the flick and gets a little bit ridiculous. I would say for the visuals and the performances alone, the movie is worth watching. I don't think you need to rush out and see it, but I gotta say I wish I loved it a lot more than I did. Now, I don't have a proprietary rating system as of yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna give Lucy in the Sky. And I think I'm gonna give Lucy in the Sky a...
Yeah, Portman. Your husband and his best friend just a sportman.
Out of 10. So now I want to know, are you looking forward to Lucy in the Sky? What is your favorite space movie of all time? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. Still a little bit of TIFF stuff coming at you. Check back for that. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.